Hello everyone, and welcome to my DOOL Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Vivian irritated everyone and anybody she came into contact with. We got some salty, some sweet, and we got some Vivian. 2 international journeys also began in the midst of it all, with different degrees of success and excitement. The Friday cliffhanger with Gwen and Kristen on Days of Our Lives, however, may have been the biggest triumph. Considered it a surprise, but I'm looking forward to Monday. I'm going to start off this week with some light reading from Dick Van Dyke. Don't get me wrong, it's sweet, but I understand why it's going by so rapidly. Van Dyke wasn't a cast member. He was just dropping by for a visit. But it's difficult to become emotionally immersed in something as significant as John's father moving through at this rapid a pace. I still can't complain too much about it because, well, Dick Van Dyke. Let's go. Drake Hodgeston, who works out at the same gym as Van Dyke, brought up the notion of watching his first soap opera, which is stunt casting, but even the way it happened was adorable. Second, John now has a real family and what appears to be a love relationship with his father, which, given that Van Dyke won't be there anymore, I assume will develop off-screen. It's far past due. However, I would have preferred a more substantial plot and a stronger link to the other parts of the painting. It was truly blink, and you miss it. A sad story. Once more, I'm losing sympathy for Sean. He's written as being less than sympathetic and way too into the poor meat crap, which I suppose is necessary in order to drive Bill away. I assume this is how we'll be losing Martha Madison. However, it's awfully difficult for his supporters to empathize with his plight. On my 2023 bingo card, however, I did not have Sean and Talia hooking up. Yes, they're tangentially connected, but that surprised me out of the blue. Another reason to turn Bill away. However, I'm attempting to determine what Sean will face after she leaves, and I'm left with nothing. Since she won't be staying either, he and Talia won't be together. Wait, what? I don't wear now. Jan will return with Sean's unborn child. But please, God, don't try to redeem her. Be a brief blip and then find Sean something else to do. London is ringing. Either you adore Susan, or you hate her. There doesn't appear to be much in between, so even though her return to Days of Our Lives was inevitable, I'm sure it's stirring up some intense emotions, but it can't last forever. Kristen typically isn't around more when Susan is, and vice versa. Unless Kristen is quickly going to take a sabbatical. But of the two, I believe Susan is superior in moderation, particularly now that Kristen's arch-villainy has recently been reduced a bit once more and Susan's psychic abilities are picking back up. Regarding the Ava and Harris matters, I won't discuss it further. I think that's all I have to say. Ties to family. Regarding what transpired in Greece to cause Victor to alter his will, I have a ton of possibilities. The idea that Isabella is still alive exists. The Xander is his son theory is the next. But what if Justin was indeed his son in disguise? I believe one relationship that fans would like to see succeed is that one. Justin had already known Victor as his father, and the two had been the Kyriakisses ever from the inception of the family. It's not as if they are depriving us of a meaningful relationship with Justin's parents, who we have never met. He ought to take over as head of the family from Victor. Why not formally declare it? The fact that Wally Kurth and John Aniston would never engage in combat would be a drawback, though. However, I'm not sure if they'd go there given that it would ideally involve a lot more. Justin and Kurth will still be dividing his time between Days of Our Lives and General Hospital. Additionally, it appears that Kurth might be busy in Port Charles for a while with the recent announcement that Renée Sofer would reprise her role as Lois to his Eddie Main. Nevertheless, given how far in advance Days films, we might have an extra 5 months of Justin's stay in Salem before they catch up to General Hospital. Whatever the revelation, it must be significant enough to cause Vivian to release her hold on Victor's legacy. Finally, Days of Our Lives pacing has occasionally drove me insane, but for the majority of the week, I was genuinely happy for the Leo/Dimitri/Gwen respite. We desperately needed it, and getting into it just in time to coincide with Vivian's arrival was a welcome shock that helped it escape the rut it had fallen into. My favorite situations involve putting troublemakers like her, Dimitri, Kristen, Stefan, and Gabby in the same room. Although I wish they had done more with it, I hope, that this is just the beginning of the Demira/Alemain/Van Leishner fight. Additionally, a frustrated Kristen outplayed Dimitri by eventually telling Gwen about her husband, only for her to admit she was ahead of them all. That cliffhanger was incredibly cunning and proved what I had been beginning to assume ever since the honeymoon. Her Friday visit to Leo was the final piece. I adored the way Emily O'Brien portrayed every detail, from Gwen's outrageous sex talk that couldn't have been real to her seeming concern for Leo but which felt unjustified. I don't know what Gwen has in store for retaliation, but I'm hoping that she has a fabulously cunning, lengthy con plan to get both of them and leave them penniless and dependent only on one another. Her character was designed to do this. Days, please don't dilute it. Random thoughts. I liked how Dimitri acknowledged that his idea to dress as Leo reminds him of a bad SNL skit, since it does. Theresa added, "Before your great-uncle Victor passed away to heaven, or wherever," which, let's be honest, is what we've all been thinking. The pinball. Is it real? I'm terrified to research it. The phony passports, no. Now that is how it operates. Nothing operates that way. I was actually taken aback by the way Vivian made Dimitri sound almost protective of Carly. She did, however, give up her claim to the family riches, so it's not like she's a danger to him. For the days of Monday, September 18 through Friday, September 29, we have the most recent Days of Our Lives spoilers. Theresa keeps meeting up with old friends as bombshell revelations are made. 2 Salem couples are getting married, and the Victor's contents will rock Salem. Week of September 18 spoilers for Days of Our Lives. Monday, September 18 spoilers for Days of Our Lives. It was pretty much a given that Theresa would run into a spoiler, given how small of a town Salem is. Alex and Brady keep looking for information about the mystery surrounding Victor's final days while they are apart from Salem. The situation between Stefan and Gaby is clearly improving. But are they justified in being so enthused? Will Leo leave his altercation with Dimitri feeling satisfied? Or at least like he got his point across? Or not? Spoilers for Tuesday, September 19's episode of Days of Our Lives. Rafe has inquiries for Tripp following an unexpected and somewhat disturbing discovery. For Belle, managing Sean has essentially become her full-time job. However, he manages to disappear nonetheless, which causes her to get anxious. There are other people traveling outside of Alex and Brady. In order to further their hunt for Susan, Ava, and Harris travel to London. Wendy snoops around a bit on EJ, and given his history, she might have plenty to do for a while. Spoilers for Wednesday, September 20's episode of Days of Our Lives. Jada is concerned about Talia's new shady behavior since she knows her sister well enough to be concerned. Can she, however, figure out what's causing it? It seems Wendy isn't quite as skilled at spying as she believed. How will EJ respond if he discovers her attempting to use his phone? The future looks bright for Johnny and Channel. How long can their passion continue to blossom before trouble knocks? Spoilers for Thursday, September 21's episode of Days of Our Lives. Speaking of a conflict between good and evil, Vivian and Maggie are set to fight. A change is in the air. When Chad learns who his new boss is, we have a feeling he won't be overly excited about it. In the meantime, Kayla grills Stephanie with a few pointed inquiries about her future with Chad. Brady and Alex are starting to have doubts about Theresa, which, they ought to have been given her past from the beginning. Spoilers for Friday, September 22, on Days of Our Lives. How will Victor's remaining family members be affected by what Justin and Maggie find out? Despite the fact that Vivian should presumably be kept at least a football field away from Philip, She approaches him with a proposition. Theresa gets up in Alex's face before addressing Brady about a few crucial issues. Two couples are organizing their weddings. Will either of them actually get married, though, given that weddings nearly never go as expected? Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any updates.